Hello, hello. Just a quick tip and trick video for those of you who are looking to start getting into Zenology Pro and making your own custom patches for your Zen-Core hardware. And today I'm really thinking about the MC101. MC101 because it has a limited amount of editing capabilities on board. It doesn't have as much hands-on control as, say, the MC707 or the Jupiter or the Phantom. So really what I'm thinking of is not, editing your patches, but creating custom cool knob modulations for the MC101. So what I want to look at is I've got a custom patch up here, and what we're taking a look at is the range control over on the right, and this will take us to the matrix control window, which is where we can do our more custom advanced modulations. Like you see, I've got LFO1 going to a parameter that isn't available for it on the visual editor. Right, so you can get at all this stuff in the Pro edit on the MC707, but you can't on the 101. So what I wanted to do is assign a few things to what's called system control in here, and then when we jump over to the MC101, we'll be able to see that we can assign our control knobs to system control, and they will start sending the modulations that we set up here. So I've got a few different partials. I got 4 partials here, and I'm going to treat some of them a little bit differently. So partial 4, just so we know, if I close down the cutoff all the way, partial 4 doesn't have a filter, and it's just a sine wave, a sync sine PCM wave. So if we listen to it, we don't hear partial 1 through 3 until we open up the main cutoff. So the only reason that's important is because I just want to send modulations to different partials, right? So these matrix controls are individual for each partial. So what I've got set up here is system control 2. I want to send LFO2 to the filter, and I'm going to do the same thing for partial 2. Now that's going to sound like this. Got to do them one at a time. Right, so I've just got this tempo synced LFO, and I want to be able to introduce that with the knob on my MC101. So that's set up on system control 2. And the only other thing I have set up for system control is partial 4. I have system control 3 is going to introduce the pitch envelope to the oscillator, and that's going to sound like this. Or like this if it's negative. So just a nice little percussive or whoop whoop kind of envelope going to the pitch. Okay, so that's all set up. And I only want to do system control 2 and 3 because I think on the MC I'm going to want the first knob to be cut off, 2 and 3 on 2 and 3 for system control, and then number 4 probably something like delay feedback. So what we want to do is when we're all done, we can make our custom bank here and write that. Should be written already. There we go. And when we have a bank of all our own sounds, we just press export for hardware. See, I've already done this, but we're going to save this as mc101.svz in whatever folder I choose. Let's replace that. And now we're ready to pop it into the sound folder on our MC SD card. Okay, so I threw the SVZ file onto the SD card, and here we are on the MC101. So I just started a new project. Track 2 defaults to tone track. So let's take a look. We want to press the encoder, so we'll take a look for our sound on the SD card first. Let's go over to sound file. There we are, mc101.svz. Let's click that, and we see my sound, which is sparkle sine. There we go, so it should be on the keyboard now. Perfect. Now, one quick thing before we assign the knobs, there's 2 different modes for the knobs, the control knobs on the MC101. So you go Shift and go to Utility, System, and just to the right of knob mode, we go knob track, and we want to put that to single. So that means that when we're selected on a track, we've got all 4 control knobs controlling 4 different parameters for that one track. Okay? Now, so we've got that set up. Let's assign our knobs and make sure that what we did really did work. So to assign our knobs, we're going to hold down these 4 buttons, hold down one of them. What did I say? I wanted this to be cut off. So let's go to cut off. There we are. I wanted this to be system control 2. I want this to be system control, whoops, too quick on there. I want this to be system control 3. And then this was supposed to be feedback, so I want the feedback on my MFX on that track, which is a mod delay. So mod delay, feedback. So let's have a play. If I close down my filter all the way, I should have just the sine wave. Perfect. And system control 3 was my pitch envelope. Let's see. Perfect. System control 3, sorry, system control 2 was my LFO depth. Let's take a listen. There it is. So that's LFO depth on those first two partials. And then we've got our feedback. Hope you're all having fun.